I know.
Whoa!
Hi.
Mark Norman joining us.
You're right. That was a stupid thing I just said.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't been here yet.
Did you go to the OG studio?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
This is weird.
Yeah, we like this better though. You get used to it fast.
All right.
I prefer it.
Yeah. We were just talking about the captain joining Twitter. Derek Jeter's on Twitter.
Oh.
Yeah, for the first time.
I used to bang a gal who eventually revealed she used to fuck Jeter. And I was
Hey.
like,
Oh,
what do you know
nice.
to me? She said he was huge.
Oh, he had a big dick.
Huge.
Oh, good for
Louisville
Jeter.
Slugger.
So you didn't like that you were you were with somebody that had been with Derek Jeter?
No,
Why?
I'm the equipment guy. You know,
Right.
I'm a ball boy compared to this dude. He's a man. He's a half. What the fuck was that?
All of Troy's equipment just committed
Troy's
suicide.
equipment just.
That was the ghost of Opie. Holy shit. Opie. But yeah, that was a bummer. But he gives you a care package when he fucks
Did
you.
she get the basket?
Oh, she got the basket.
Ooh.
What's in the care pack? I've heard of it.
It's roses and champagne and chocolates and some cheeses. It's all like high-end shit.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, hey.
Troy,
You
Mark
shit
Norman.
fell.
Mark Norman came in and pushed all your shit off your
I
desk.
didn't touch it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't touch a thing.
It actually just fell. It just randomly fell.
People complain about the gift basket, but I think it's a nice thing to do. Here's a load. Have some flowers.
Right.
Have some chocolates.
You get to bang a celebrity and you get a bunch of free shit. Come on.
Is there
Yeah.
a ball in there? A signed ball?
I didn't
I don't
see
know
a
if
ball.
I don't know if he's passing out those signed balls like that. That's
Maybe not. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
And I don't know if a girl would care. Like, what am I, a 9-year-old boy with leukemia?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Does it help me?
Yeah, that's going right to eBay if you're a girl.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah,
is-
and he knows it.
She was a hot number, that girl.
Was she? How many times did you bang her?
A lot, actually.
Oh, you did?
We had a run. She was newly divorced, and she had a kid. We had to keep quiet and put it in her ass, which is not easy.
No?
No, I mean,
Quietly.
you put things in people's asses, they tend to squeal.
There's a lot of.
gotcha.
Jim knows.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been the giver and the receiver.
That's a lot of information.
I've squealed and I've made them squeal.
So was the Derek Jeter hookup before the marriage or during?
Oh, I think it was also after, so it was fresh.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So it was like you were number two after number two.
Yeah, I was batting cleanup.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would walk into her bedroom and hear da-da-da, da-da. And I'd throw peanuts at her.
I don't know. I feel like I'd be excited. I mean, it wasn't a relationship.
No, it was just a fling. It was a hot
Yeah.
fling. She was dating a struggling comedian with no money and no act and no credentials. And
What ended it? By the way, you were slumming it for after she fucked arguably the greatest Yankee shortstop in history and maybe
Yeah.
the best shortstop in history.
Yeah.
She's fucking like she's slumming by fucking you. You
Totally
were her dirty slumming.
yes.
If anything, you should feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, what are this lady's options? Derek Jeter, and she
Uh-huh.
chose me,
Good point.
right?
All right, I'll take it.
No,
Yeah.
I think what happened was Jeter put enough cum on her and he dumped her. And she's like, what can I do? I should kill myself. And then Mark came along and she said, all right.
I'll take a rebound.
One level up.
Yeah. We're still friends, though. Cool gal.
Yeah.
Now she's remarried, the whole thing.
Oh, it's a while ago.
Oh, this is 10,
okay,
8,
okay.
9 years ago.
Yeah.
How long did she fuck Derek for?
I think it was the one and done.
Oh, banged her. Wow.
Yeah,
I'm glad he had a
that's-
big hog. That's good to hear.
That's how he does it.
I wonder if she told her new husband. Hey, just so you
I
know,
hope he's
I've-
a Yankee fan, too.
I've hooked up with Derek Jeter and comedian Mark Norman.
Who? Which one? Hey, speaking of comics, how about Rich Voss getting thrown off the reservation?
Wow.
Are we allowed to talk about that?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's in the paper.
Yeah, Voss, I mean, you know, he dealt with a heckler. It annoyed me, this story, because he dealt with a heckler.
Yeah.
Like, that was it.
I know, and they left that part out. Like,
You deal with a heckler, and it's news now. It's silly.
I know.
that's a
it's
good
silly.
point. Well, 30 people walked out, according to them.
That's a fucking...
Do you think that's true that 30 people walked out?
I don't think he had 30 people at the show. Let's be honest.
yeah, that was his New Year's Eve.
yeah.
Believe me, he would have been bragging about that. Full house.
Well, you know, somebody made a good point, and I've heard it before, but it's like you go see a movie, you Google, you watch trailer, whatever. You go see a comedian, do the same, but nobody does. They go, it's comedy. It's this all-encompassing umbrella.
In their defense, I don't. You know, googling Rich Voss may not have that much stuff come up.
You got to be by his trunk to get the album.
Especially if it's you're going to see a headline comedian. Like, if you're at the Cellar,
Right.
you're not going to Google everyone on the lineup. But if you're going out for a night and you're going, hey, I'm going to go see this person, you should know who you're going to see. I've never in my life went to something and not known what it was.
I'm trying to buy a brownstone or something. Not a brownstone, but I'm
You're
trying to
making
buy
money, yeah. Buy something. It's smart.
trying to buy something in Brooklyn, like get some space, a backyard, live it
Yeah.
up. So COVID hits. I move out of my tiny apartment, and I can't find anybody to move in. You know, everybody's leaving the city like crazy. I get this old Asian lady. She's super nice, low maintenance, pays rent on time. You know, happy with the price, doesn't bother anybody. 2 weeks in the building, the board is like, she smells like ass. Her dog shit in the lobby. The cat pissed on the stairwell.
Yeah.
She's got a bird in there. She's cooking pork lo mein. It's reeking up the whole building. We hate her. You got to get her out.
Gross.
So I finally found somebody, and then they wanted her out, and so I had to be the middleman of like, hey, lady, you got to quit the cooking. Hey, you got to keep your dogs out of the lobby. Hey, you got to kill that bird.
That's the thing that people don't remember about, like, when they're like, oh, yeah, I'll have a
Subletting.
place and I'll rent it out. Like, you just went from being a comedian
Yes.
to being a landlord.
Yes.
This isn't what
Nightmare.
you didn't sign up for
Yes,
this.
and you're
No.
better at landlording. So you have to be the bad guy and tell her how does she respond when you tell her like you gotta fucking go?
I couldn't do it. I'm too scared of confrontation. So I was trying to be the nice guy. I was trying to be like, just cool it with the cooking, keep the door locked, get a fan in there or something, a couple candles. And she was like, okay. Then months go by and they're like, she's not gone yet. What the hell? And they're yelling at me. And I eventually have to tell her, I just suck it up. I grab my balls and I call her and I'm going to tell her. And she cuts me off and goes, I love this apartment so much. I'd like to buy this unit. And I was like, no, they hate you. This is the exact opposite thing I wanted to happen. So she bought it. No, I'm kidding. But I eventually came clean and told her the whole building hates you. And she was crushed. She kind of got weepy on the phone.
She
She wasn't
angry.
mad at you though.
Not mad at me.
She was sad.
Sad and had no idea. She's like, they're so nice to me. They smile at me in the hallway.
What a bunch
and I'm
of
like,
pieces of shit.
Of course.
Yeah, I guess, but she's smelling the whole place up. And
Yeah, and the piss and the shit.
Piss and shit. Wouldn't you love to hear Mark be serious, Mark, on the phone? Like, you gotta go. You can't be cooking too much.
You know, it's funny. I almost got into a fist fight on 3rd Street by the Fat Black, and I saw the bouncers there, so I knew I would
You had to
be
be-
all right.
yeah.
So, there's all these kooks walking around. You know, the village is crazy now.
it's nuts.
You can't go 2 feet without getting a, hey, you fucking queef or whatever.
Yeah, that's Colin.
Yeah. Ah.
Yeah.
So, this guy, I'm walking with a friend. My friend's holding a camera, and he goes, nice camera, F,
Oh, wow.
And I go, all right, Jesus Christ. You just want to walk by these guys, but this guy was a little aggressive for no reason. And my friend was like, okay, thank you. And he goes, you wouldn't last a minute in jail. And I'm like, what? And he goes, you heard me, F. And I go, fuck you, bitch. I just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
I was done
You've
with
had
it.
enough, yeah.
I had enough. And I go, fuck you. And this guy wasn't huge. He was like your size, and a little more handsome. But he was like, fuck, what, you called me a bitch? And I'm like, well, you called me an F. And he's like, but you called me a bitch. I'm like, but you called me an F. So now I'm trying to reason with this guy.
You're justifying.
Yeah.
And by the way, sorry, keep going.
Okay, so then now I'm like walking backwards. The Fat Black is behind me, and I'm walking backwards to the Fat Black, and he's walking towards me, and I'm just going, we're doing this thing back and forth. Fuck you, I'll beat your ass, And I got the bouncers behind me. And eventually he's like, do something. And we're face to face. And then, of course, Steve, the gigantic black bouncer who's been there for 600 years, puts his arm and goes, all right, dude, get the fuck out of here. And so Sean Patton walked up, another couple comics, and they were like, your trash talking is so non-threatening. It sounds like a bit. The whole thing, it's like, hey, you bitch. What are you, gay? Get out of here. Kill yourself. Who raised you? Hey. And they all did a number on me for 20 minutes on the sidewalk.
But that guy didn't really want to fight because he wouldn't have said do something. He would have just hit you for saying that to him.
Yeah, why don't you do something?
As soon as somebody, he's probably just not used to people saying something to him.
Right.
You wouldn't last in jail. Yeah, but in jail, it probably wouldn't go back and forth like that. If a guy's, what's his name?
course.
Danny Trejo said that when he would have a confrontation, if a guy would give him like that posturing shit,
Yeah.
he would walk up to the guy and go, fuck your mother, now what?
Ooh.
Like, what? If we're going to fight, let's just fight.
Get it over with.
Yeah.
But I've always heard, let them push you. Don't ever, because you want to just go, all right, and just punch the guy. But then you can get in trouble.
I don't want to get
Assault.
stabbed either, though. I don't want to get shot or stabbed or beaten up.
True, but you'd be shocked who has a knife in this town. Sean Patton's like, I was ready, and he just pulled out a fucking blade. I was like, who the hell are you?
I guess you got to, it's like it's not crazy to assume that you might get assaulted. Mace works, but not if somebody's really fucked up on drugs, right?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, you never know. I guess if they're on like bath salts or whatever, they just fight through everything.
Yeah.
Right?
They just open their mouth. Bring that mace in.
Yeah.
That's
like
why
people
jiu-jitsu's good, because you choke somebody.
There's no getting away.
If there's no blood going to the brain, doesn't matter how high you are.
Physics.
Pass out, yeah.
But all the thoughts go, like, if I punch this guy and then it cuts my knuckle and he has AIDS, and you start doing that math, and you're like, he's so gross and dirty and he's covered in shit, so then there's that possibility with a chokehold. You got to be in his shit. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the one thing. If you're going to do jiu-jitsu to a homeless guy, you kind of got to get out of that space.
That's right,
of this guy's gross.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It has to be preservation, like he's going to fuck me up if I don't choke him.
Yeah. I feel like if fight or flight kicked in, I'd be flight.
We've done it with women before. Like, she's so gross, but I got to do this.
Sure.
But you just had enough of people saying shit for no reason.
I couldn't take it, and I'm not a tough guy, obviously,
right.
but I just was like, fuck you, I'm done with it. Enough, you guys bully me around. I live in this neighborhood, and I'm sick of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a lot of childhood starting to boil up to the surface.
I was like Michael Douglas in that movie. What
Falling
is it?
Down?
Falling Down.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm
yeah.
done. I can't take it anymore. Fuck this guy. And then the news and the internet. And,
Everybody that's robbed your house in New Orleans growing up.
Yeah.
Also, this guy was 5'9", so
that's
that
helpful.
helps.
Well, you're not a
helpful.
giant guy either, though.
I'm 5'10".
So,
Yeah. So, but I was just like, let's just do this. Even if you beat my ass, something's got to happen here, because I'm sick of just walking by you guys.
This has been bubbling since your bike got stolen.
Oh yeah,
You've had enough.
I've
had enough. By the way, if you would have punched that guy and he would have hit his head and died, I'd still be on your side.
All right. I mean, he started it. Called us an F.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't fucking. Although you can't hit him for being honest, but you just.
Woo.
So you've been tooling around town in the Beamer? Is that the?
The weather's good.
Yeah.
I got the windows down. I'm all over Manhattan with that thing. I'm too scared to bring it out into another borough, because if it dies and just shuts down, I'm stuck. But I'm all over the place.
So you haven't taken any real significantly long trips in it?
Too scared.
Yeah.
The gas gauge goes like this. Woo! It's like Michael J. Fox with a pen. It's all over the place, and I can't tell how much gas I have. I have to go out like, when's the last time I
What's
put gas
wrong with
in?
it? What can you get that fixed?
I probably could, but it's these tiny little needles that just wiggle, and they're hard to get back in line, I guess. And I might actually have to get like a little digital gauge and put it over here. But
like an external thing?
Yeah.
That's
You need to know how
interesting.
much gas you have.
I need to know. So I'm scared to go out, because the other day I was in the Upper West Side, and I started up. I put it in reverse to get out of a parking spot, and it just died. Oh, that's weird. Started it again. Here we go. Just died. So I had to push it to a gas station.
What was it? You out of gas?
I was out of gas.
Some people do gas by mileage. Some people, like old school
Yeah,
car people, can do
really?
gas by mileage. Like they know kind of, miles to the gallon and just look at the mileage and figure out.
Well, it's my friend just bought a Tesla, and it's just fascinating to get in this thing, and it's so different. Like, he's literally doing his taxes. He's doing like the New York Times crossword, and it's driving itself on the highway.
Oh, self-driving?
Self-driving. The seats are amazing. He's got music going. He's got a podcast going. He's got Netflix on this giant screen.
You can
And I'm
watch
like,
stuff on the screen?
Yeah.
You can watch anything.
That's hilarious.
That's where it's going. And once those get to be like, they're safe now, but once they're safer,
and everyone's got them.
Everyone's got them.
Yeah.
Everybody will just be doing business on the way.
Yeah.
Everybody. You'll do podcasts in a Tesla. You
Yeah,
know?
where are you? I'm on 95 South. You'll be doing phoners to radio stations.
Right.
Plus, they're quiet, so you can do a podcast in it.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about a Tesla for a while, but
Me too.
I went and got the car filled up with gas over the weekend.
Ooh, those gas prices
$97.
are higher than Hunter Biden.
It's
It's crazy.
That was when I looked at it and it was $97. I'm like, this is getting to it's going to be $100 to fill up my car. I can't do it anymore.
And you have a job. You're doing well. Like, imagine some
I know.
landscaper guy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's like it's completely cutting into your bottom line.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
even notice. I just say, get in the car and go to work, bums. Stop
Right.
crying, wanting to stay home.
Sure, I get that. It's
Yeah, it is
laziness.
$6. It's just disgusting. $6
It's
a
tough.
gallon in California.
But it's just fascinating to get in that Tesla and then get back in my car, and I'm like, okay, first gear,
Yeah.
second, clutch, brake.
I love your lights, Mark. I love those those headlights in the front. Those two little on the bumper there.
I bought those are fog lights you can
Oh,
add on.
those are awesome.
Yeah, they're fun.
They look great.
You bought fog lights to add on, but you don't have a gas gauge.
Yeah.
the gas like an eyeball. But yeah, it runs like a champ.
No,
Purrs
it's
like a
awesome.
kitten.
You
It's
pushed it to a
low.
How long was it pushing to a gas station?
I got lucky because the Upper West Side is weirdly hilly. So if you go towards the river, there's a downslope.
Well, luckily the gas in Manhattan is super cheap. Too.
Yeah. But the tank on this thing is like the size of my asshole. It's tiny.
I went just the opposite direction. Lots of room for gas.
I love this comment from this girl, Samantha. Is that yours? No, I stole the car. What do you think? Yes, it's mine.
Why didn't you
Jesus.
walk to the gas station and get and borrow a fucking thing? Why would you actually?
I don't know if they give you a thing, do they? You got to bring your own thing.
I think you got to bring your own thing.
You should have one in the back, man.
I guess I should now.
But then also, what are you going to do? Just leave it on the street?
Yeah, you can't steal this.
Yeah, there's
And,
no gas in
and
it.
you know what? Why would you?
Yeah, there's no gas in it.
Are you hoping that maybe, with the comedians in cars, you're like, hey, I got a car that we could just use mine,
Sure. He when I bought it, he was like, send me photos. I want to see it. So he cared. It was almost like when your dad gives a shit about something.
For the first time, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Like
guys-
you're actually bonding on something.
Yes. Like my dad doesn't give a shit about anything.
Yeah. Right.
He doesn't even know I do stand up. He doesn't know I live in New York.
Sure.
But if I have a mole or something, or I need some physical health thing, he's all over it.
So you because now it was one thing when you were like, up and coming and stuff, and
Yeah.
your dad was like, I don't understand this and I don't give a shit anyway. But now that you're doing like you're one of the guys, he still doesn't care.
Nah, I mean, I think he's like, oh, that's good, you're paying the bills.
Yeah.
But I had a mole in my hair, and he was rubbing my head one day, and he's like, what is this? And it was a big mole, like a dime-sized mole, and he's like, we got to get on it. And I was like, oh, he loves me. Oh, my God, he's
Yeah.
paying attention. And we went to the hospital, and he's like, he's got a mole. We got to check it out. And they're like, all right, it's got to be Lance. And I was like, yeah, Lance it. And they were high-fiving.
Then he found out it wasn't cancer and he cried. God damn it.
Yeah.
Why'd you have a mole on your head?
Just had a mole. Grew up with a mole. And it just, you had to lance it. It was, the sun hits it all day, so.
You're going to start cutting yourself and trying to get infections so you can
Yeah.
get daddy's
Dad,
attention.
I'm hurt, Dad.
Yeah. I needed braces as a kid. He was all over that.
He wants to make sure that you're healthy.
No, because
Yeah.
it's a reflection on him. He wants to make sure that Mark is healthy and looks good because Dad doesn't want to look sickly.
Yeah, because he doesn't care what you're doing
He
with your
doesn't love
life.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. I was like, you might have
You
some
really
there.
gave him a
Mark.
crisis there for a second.
No, I'm joking.
It is interesting, though, that he doesn't care what you do with your life, but he wants to make sure that you're alive.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's hard for him to show it. He cares, but it's hard for him to show it.
Yes.
But with that stuff, there's an immediacy to health stuff. That's like, all right, we can't, like, none of that stuff, all that stuff about being afraid to show it goes aside when there's health issues because
Yes.
those have to be addressed.
Do you think he's secretly very proud of you?
I think so. Every now and then you meet a friend of his, and he's like, your dad talks about you, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, your friends
Isn't
with
that
Seinfeld.
weird?
Of course he's told people
That's
that.
pretty good.
Hangs out with Jerry.
Does he know that you're friends with Seinfeld?
Oh, yeah. That
Okay.
he cared. That he was like, whoa.
When's the last
okay.
time you saw Jerry? Recently, right?
Nah, well, the pandemic's tough, and the Pop-Tart movie.
Oh, this is the same thing. You haven't been on the show in months. It's the same story back then.
I know, but he's not even bouncing around. Like, you used to see him at Gotham a lot. I don't see him there anymore.
What are you
and-
doing in the Pop-Tart movie?
I'm not. I don't know if I'm in the movie, but you never know when a role will open up.
That street's still writing it.
Yeah, maybe a comedian will die, and I'll slide in.
When you buy a comedian, I mean, you mean what's his name? Who was opening for him?
Ryan?
Hamilton. Yeah, when he got hit
Ryan.
by a bus, I was like, I'm back.
Oh, is he
Right.
all right?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, he's totally fine. He's got 10 minutes on it. It's killer.
Really?
Lights out.
I'm sorry to hear that for your sake.
Yeah.
I bet it's really clean, too.
Well, yeah, it's great. It's
Yeah.
clean and it's profound. And I texted Jerry. I was like, you see this Hamilton hit by a bus chunk? And he was like, no. But I was like, it's good. Any excuse.
Yeah.
Maybe we can bond in
Yeah.
our mutual appreciation for Ryan Hamilton. It's like,
Yeah.
no, dude.
He's very funny.
Very
Ryan
funny.
Hamilton,
He's
yeah.
a killer.
He's great.
Yeah, he's
I mean, George Shapiro died. What do you think I first thought I had was?
Did you hit him up?
Oh, yeah.
How did Jerry respond?
He said, I know, it's a shame.
Yeah. Didn't penetrate, huh?
Yeah, I'm
Trying
like,
to go for that depth.
I'm like a talk show host talking to Paris Hilton. I'm like, elaborate. Please, give me more.
Just Letterman, just sitting there in the silence of it all.
Well, he knows
Yeah.
you didn't know
Yeah.
him either. It's weird, like when
True.
someone doesn't know. Like sometimes I'll talk about a death on the show, somebody I didn't really know, but just, and people give condolences. And I'm like, well, I wasn't friends with Ray Liotta. I interviewed him. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I knew him extremely casually.
Yes.
Tomorrow through Saturday, Stand Up Live, Huntsville, Alabama, then on to Timonium and Poughkeepsie, Minneapolis, Chicago, Cleveland, Irvine, all over the place. Go to marknormandcomedy.com for all those dates.
Yes.
And it's always fun, man.
Hey, good times.
Yeah,
Thanks
come
for
Good
having me.
seeing you, man. Really good seeing you.